We're all taught growing up to respect law enforcement and to trust law enforcement. So it comes as a surprise to many people that law enforcement is allowed to lie to you during the course of their investigation, and anything that they learn as a result of those lies are admissible in court, just like any other piece of evidence would be admissible. Officers often use a person's desire to talk about events, a desire to minimize events, to get people to open up and start talking. A common tactic that police officers use is to invite people down to the police department to give what they will say is that person's side of the story. When in reality, the officer may have already made up their mind as to what they're going to do on the case. They may already have probable cause for an arrest, but they're asking the person to come down to the station of their own free will. One, because they won't have to give that person any Miranda warnings because they've come in voluntarily. But they're also doing it to make that person feel comfortable, and that little white lie of saying, I want to hear your side of the story, I may not arrest you, really enables the officer to conduct their investigation. And now they're getting a voluntary statement that is going to be very hard for a defense attorney to kick out. Police officers also know how to truly prey upon a person's desire to minimize their role in a given incident. So an officer may tell someone they're looking at extremely serious charges. A common tactic used in investigations of abuse of children is an officer may come in and say either they believe the person has done something far worse than they actually did, or they may say, hey, I know you're not one of those people who would do this terrible thing. I think what you have to tell me is much smaller than that. And so the officer, in one way or another, is trying to lay some groundwork to get the person to talk. And whether those statements are truthful or not, an officer is essentially allowed to say anything to elicit the type of response they're looking for.